So as all of you know by now, the Battle for Brooklyn DLC as well as Year 7 Season 1 began a few days back, and to put it bluntly, my fellow agents, we have a ton of players jumping back into the game. Now, one thing I try to do anytime a new season begins is put together a video really quick where I talk about some of the new game changes we can expect to see as we start off the season, go over a few details in regard to some system settings that you definitely want to be aware of, and as always, answer some of the questions you've sent the channel. Alright my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as I said a moment ago, today's video is for those of you out there who are new and just returning, and it's a quick overview of how the new season works. I want to bring you up to speed on a few things, and as I said, try to answer some of the questions you've sent the channel. Now as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now the first thing we're going to talk about today, my friends, is your seasonal reward track and how you actually earn season XP in the game. Now there happen to be two different reward tracks. You have a regular one and a premium one. Now as we look at the different rewards, anything that says free is just that, it's free. You do not need to pay anything to get it whatsoever. You will gain these items just by leveling up, and that also includes the new exotics that are introduced in the season. Now if you choose to buy the premium track, every time you level up in the season, you will get a different reward. It could be an apparel item, it could be a weapon skin, it could be a different cash, and in my opinion, for about $10 US, it's definitely worth your money. But once again, to be very clear, you do not need to spend any money whatsoever to get these new exotics that are in the seasonal reward track. You're going to get them no matter what. But as we scroll down, you can see there's a bunch of different shit you can pick up, including premium credits. So again, in my opinion, you are definitely going to get your money's worth when it comes to this stuff, but again, it is completely and totally optional. Now with that being said, let's talk about how you actually level up in the season. Now to do that, you need to earn season XP, and thankfully, you can earn that season XP by completing pretty much anything in the game. However, the most efficient way to earn a ton of XP in a short amount of time is by completing journey missions, which is what you're looking at on screen right now. Now for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on Journey Mission 3. And as you can see on screen, by completing this journey mission, you are going to get 2,420 XP for your time, and you will get the same amount of XP regardless of the difficulty that you choose when you complete the journey mission. And for those of you out there who may want a little more detail on how this system works, I will give you more of a breakdown at the very end of the video. I'd also like to mention really quick that the journey mission is how you're going to unlock the modifiers for the season. However, that is going to be a standalone video, so if you have any questions about how the modifiers work, please let me know in the comments section, and I promise to get to those once I put that video together. Now with all that being said, let's now talk about the other ways you can farm for season XP. And as I mentioned earlier, you can pretty much play the game any way you want, and you will earn season XP as you're earning regular XP as well. Now once again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use a mission as an example. Now when it comes to farming missions or open world activities as far as season XP is concerned, the difficulty that you choose will have an impact on the amount of XP you actually earn. So as you can see on screen, if I were to choose Lincoln Memorial on Heroic, I would get 398 season XP, and as I decrease the difficulty, that amount decreases as well. Now you will also notice one of three things next to the amount of season XP you're going to earn. It's either going to be blank, you're going to see a plus 10% or plus 20%. Now you're going to get a 10% boost if you do have the premium reward track. And you can also have an additional 10% boost to your season XP if you have the global modifier active as well. So as you can see on screen, that 10% went to 20%. But once again, to be clear, having that global modifier turned on is completely and totally up to you, because I know certain players like to have them active, others don't. Totally optional, my fellow agents, and as I said earlier, I will bring you a full breakdown on how the global modifiers work in an upcoming video very soon. Now another great feature in the game is something called priority objectives. Now this has been in the game for a few seasons, but because we are getting so many new and returning players with the introduction of Battle for Brooklyn, I did want to go over it really quick, and it's another good feature where you have the ability to earn not only season XP, but other rewards as well, such as regular XP, resources, and exotic items. Now this has become one of my favorite way to farm for exotics in the game, and the reason for that is because you could get a project that literally takes you a minute or two to clear, and you are going to get a guaranteed exotic no matter what, regardless of the difficulty that you choose. Now any exotic that's in the general loot pool can drop. You may get something you're looking for, you may get something that you really don't need, but again, for those of you out there who are trying to get exotics as quickly as possible, this is another great way to do so. And obviously, as I said before, I will be bringing you multiple videos over the next few weeks going over how-to guides, build videos, farming, things like that. And if you have any requests I have not mentioned in this video, please let me know and I promise to do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Now, as we make our way to talking about a few more features and settings that you want to be aware of, I do want to talk about the global modifier really quick. And as you can see on screen, when you open up your loadout and you go to your Isaac brick, that is how you're going to activate the global modifier, and that is also how you turn it off. Now, there are going to be some times in the game, let's say for instance you play Countdown, you join a group where your modifiers are automatically going to be turned on. When you get back to your solo gameplay, this is where you're going to have the option of turning it off if you want to, or if you want to keep it on. It's totally up to you, my friends. And like I said earlier, I will bring you a full breakdown of how the modifiers work in the next few days. Now, another major change we have seen with the introduction of Year 7 Season 1 is the fact that we got a huge buff to the amount of resources we're going to get when we spend our scavenging points. Now, for those of you that may not know, once you reach shade level 1000 on your watch, the watch itself is maxed out, and every single shade level you gain after that is going to be put into scavenging. And with those scavenging points, you can spend those on different resources, which will help you optimize and recalibrate your weapons and gear. And as you can see on screen, they tripled the amount of resources you're going to get by spending those points, so actually leveling up things is going to be much easier than it was before. Last but not least today, my fellow agents, I want to answer 3 of the most commonly asked questions you send the channel in regard to customization and some settings, starting off with your character customization. On this page right here where you see apparel, this is where you're going to be able to choose whatever you want to wear in the game. Now, they have made a few different changes in regard to where you're going to find specific items, and as you can see on screen, it's pretty damn self-explanatory on how this thing works. If you're looking for your backpack skins, you're going to click on backpack, and this is where you're going to find the skins you've either purchased, earned in different apparel events, or you've just found in the open world. So regardless if you may be looking for a backpack trophy, an arm patch, a shirt, a pair of pants, whatever it is, this is where you're going to find it. Now, one of the #1 questions I get here at the channel is how do you have your damage numbers look nice and clean on the right side of the NPC? This is all you do, my friends. All you want to do is open up your settings. You're going to scroll down to UI. You are then going to go to scrolling combat text. You're going to set it to floating. And once you've done that, it's going to be that nice clean looking number on the right hand side. That way you do have a clear indication of the type of damage your character is putting out. Finally, today, a lot of you reach out asking how do you hide your signature weapon from your backpack? Once again, the answer is very simple. All you do is go to your loadout. You're going to select your signature weapon. At the very bottom, you will see a prompt that says options. Once you press that, you will scroll down to the bottom, and that is where you have the ability to show your signature weapon. You can turn it on or off anytime you want, and that holds true for your mask as well. So if you want to hide that, you have that option. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. With all that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Good morning once again, my fellow agents. It is 9:27 a.m. Pacific on Friday, May 30th. My son graduates from high school today. My daughter graduates next Friday. Totally freaking out. It's going to be a really emotional day for me. Yeah, with the week I've had and everything, just very lucky, my friends. So anyway, as I promised you at the beginning of the video, I did want to once again clarify the fact that when it comes to your journey mission, you're going to get the same amount of XP regardless of the difficulty that you completed on. Now, the only thing that's going to change the actual amount of XP that you earn is going to be if you have any of the bonuses active. And as I said in the video, you're going to get 10% extra if you happen to own the premium reward track, and an additional 10% if you turn on the global modifier. So even if you do not play with global modifiers, make sure you turn them on before you claim your rewards when it comes to the journey mission. That way, at least you're getting that extra bonus. And as you can see on screen, right now I'm changing my world difficulty from heroic to normal, but I will get the same amount of season XP by completing the journey mission. So once again, my friends, if you're trying to save time, set it to normal. You can rip through it in no time whatsoever. That's all the time I got for this video, my friends. I want to thank you once again for your incredible support and love over the last week. It's been pretty crazy, but thankfully everything is going well. Please let me know of any other questions you have. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.